Oh, goody.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Zombies here again. And today we're back with another Marvel Snap video. So, today we're talking about the Dark Avengers Global Bounty. You might have already seen this in the in-game community tab, but if you haven't, there is an event going on throughout these next 2 weeks, and the rewards for it are going to be pretty good, assuming we can hit all the milestones. So, what is this event? How does it work? What are you getting out of it? The big things out of this are the 2 final rewards being a variant for Knull and X23. I think this is exactly the kind of thing Snap needs right now. One of the problems with the Spotlight system is that there are always going to be new people entering the game. So how do you find a good balance between giving those new players access to these old cards that they might want available for key archetypes, like we have Destroy here with Knull and X23, versus the players who have been around for a while and have had many opportunities to get Knull and X23 and so on and so forth. And that's definitely created a bit of a rift with the Spotlight system. But with these 2 cards, with Dakin and the Season Pass, we're seeing them slowly start to be willing to give out some of these Series 4 cards that have been around for a long time. And that way they don't have to clog up Spotlights with these older cards. And speaking of Spotlights, worth a quick mention, apparently with the OTA, the compensation for the Dakin variant is now live. The patch switched the variant, but I've been seeing people today have been getting stuff in their inboxes. I think it is a Spotlight key and 700 gold of compensation. So if you got the old Spotlight Dakin from the last time he was around, keep an eye out in your inbox, as that seems to have launched yesterday. But back to the event. So what is this? How does it work? It's actually super simple. How it works, the challenge: win games using any of the designated Dark Avengers themed cards during the event time frame. Each victory contributes to the global win count. The higher the global count, the better the rewards for all participants. The more bounty cards you use in your deck, the more progress your wins contribute. So it stacks. And what are the bounty cards? We have Iron Patriot, the Season Pass card, a bunch of the new cards: Victoria Hand, Moonstone, some older cards, Luke Cage, US Agent, Dakin, and Devil Dino as the starter card everyone should have access to. So good variety here, mostly Series 3 and above stuff, but thankfully they did put the Devil Dino in here. Now, one thing that is worth noting is if you want to be eligible for these rewards during this 2-week time period from now until the 28th, you have to have played a game with one of these cards in your deck. I imagine most people will do that, but I'm sure it's possible that someone could avoid doing this. Maybe you have a random newer player who decided to never really try out the Devil Dino hand generation archetype, and they don't have access to these higher series cards. So if for some reason you fall into that very niche boat, make sure you play and or win a game with Devil Dinosaur. You only have to get 1 win for this to count, so I imagine this will be applied to the vast majority of the player base, as lots of people are playing with these newer cards, and at the very least, I think new players usually do end up playing a good bit with Devil Dino too. So what are the rewards? Tier 1, 5 million wins for 500 credits. Tier 2 is 8 million wins for a PMV. Tier 3 is 10 million wins for 3 Snowflake Red Borders. Tier 4 is the Knull variant, and Tier 5 is the X23 variant. The Knull one, super cool. This one kind of like the one where Venom is dunking on Spider-Man in the boxing ring, except we have Knull dunking on Venom. Really like that one. And then we have this X23 variant. If you're a newer player and wondering how it works with getting variants of cards you don't own, essentially it's like getting early access to the card. You can still get the card randomly in your Spotlight caches, or if you open during a week where it is in the cache, you can still get the base card. But as long as you have the variant for the card, even if you don't own the base, you can play it like you could any other card. And in terms of the updates on this, they've been mainly doing it through the Snap social media channels, but they have actually been updating a graphic in game. We scroll over here, we can see that we actually just passed the first threshold already in just a few days, so we already hit the 5 million wins, and given this is going to be going on for a while longer, and the popularity of a lot of these new powerful cards, I imagine we're going to hit all the thresholds for this very quickly. So thought that was cool, worth talking about. If you didn't already hear about it, now you have. And I think this is something I would really love to see more of from Marvel Snap, stuff like this where You don't really have to jump through a whole lot of hoops. All you have to do is play the game. You can engage with the new cards if you want. You can help speed it along, but you don't have to do anything super specific, and you're going to get a pretty nice section of rewards. I'd be very surprised if we don't end up reaching the max threshold here, especially after hitting that first 5 million so quickly. So it's not the biggest thing in the world. It's not going to move mountains in terms of fixing the overall card acquisition stuff, but I think at the very least, it is a nice bonus that can be especially helpful for newer players, and that is something Snap has needed for a very long time. And even though it's very beneficial to newer players, it's not just a newer player thing. It's something that benefits everyone in the community. So yeah, good stuff. Hope we see more of it. This is the kind of thing I think Snap has desperately needed for a while, so it's really nice to see them finally experimenting with these types of things. That's going to wrap it up for this video, though. Just wanted to get the information out there. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.